You see a herd of Mithral Bison. You've actually seen, I think you might have you seen these guys before? I think you might have seen this before. Basically, it's, you not seen these? Okay, you saw mammoths. So this is a herd of buffalo, all of which are made of mithril plates. Like you don't know that there's necessarily mithril, but it's got that kind of shimmer to it, and it's just this herd of buffalo, and they're just kind of crossing in front of you. But you do notice that one buffalo in particular, or bison, seems to be really struggling. And everyone, give me a perception check.
Perception.
I ride the bison.
Harrow, you see that this beast appears to have a massive sword stuck in its back, and it's causing it a tremendous amount of pain, and it being unable to keep up with the herd, and it's in danger of being left behind by the herd.
Okay.
I think we should help to
finish it off.
Relieve the burden from this creature.
You mean take the sword for ourselves? Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Ezra?
not in
I
those
know
terms.
you, my friend. I know you, my friend. But we can kill
well,
two birds with one
it does
stone.
better for us than it does for the creature, of course. It's a win-win situation.
It's not a bird; it's a bison.
Yeah. Is it significantly far behind the others?
No, not quite yet. Still, it's kind of like trying to keep up, but you can see that it's definitely injured.
Okay.
This is my chance to shine.
Tara, with the 26 in perception,
it
is your surmise that this kind of wedged under one of its sort of metal plates. If you pulled the sword out, it looks clean. It might come out clean.
Gotcha.
Ryder's just going to take her bow off her back and aim for it.
Let's practice tactics. We all attack at the same time.
I mean, it's an injured animal. It's gonna die anyway.
I may be able to commune with it if I can.
I also may be able to charm it with this shirt that I'm wearing.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Red, you can talk to.
Yeah.
I thought it was just bears you talk to, but you can talk to bison too.
Beast. I can commune with Beast. I can tell it that we're going to help it get it slow down, and then we kill it.
Well, I mean, if there's I believe there's a possibility of getting the sword out without killing the creature. That would also be advisable because
the quality of life it must have.
Well, I don't want its rather large friends to have anything to say about that. That's all.
Is this the conversation we're having while they were just running?
No, we're walking. We're sneaking.
We're sneaking towards them while we're having the conversation, and I've got my zookeeper's traveling clothes on, so that means they immediately love me automatically, because I always bring that shirt for every occasion.
That's nice.
Do the bison notice us at all?
Let's find out. I don't think they notice you nor care at this point. They've got a pretty low.
I mean, I can try.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we can just try to run up and pull the sword out. We might just spook the rest.
Yeah. So is the one that's struggling? Do you say it's like limping?
Yeah, it's like it's like it's got something in its hindquarters that's preventing it from moving as effectively as it might.
Okay.
What if I gave Ryder one end of the rope, threw her onto its back, she tied the rope around the sword, and then we all pulled the sword out as it runs? That would
hell yeah.
I love this idea.
And you talk to it at the same time.
And I pop a collar.
Oh, just to be clear, like there is a full herd of bison. This one is kind of at the back of the herd, but it is not necessarily by itself. Like you can Tara with a 20, you absolutely know which one. There's no danger of you mistaking the one that's injured from the other ones. But there are a couple of other bison kind of near it. Maybe it's friends, family, saying, "Okay, come on, let's go."
Can we see that it Can we see that in a short time it will start separating from the rest? Can we see that there is a general increasing of distance?
Survival check, rather.
I will.
This is kind of not really your area of expertise. Hard to figure out,
true.
What these animals. They're just beasts. They're mindless beasts. I mean, come now.
Yeah, not fit for conversation.
And bison aren't exactly native to like the Eldine Reaches forests, so Ryder really doesn't know much about bison movements, right?
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no way of separating it. I mean, I feel like if we tried to do, we're relying on either we could try and spook the rest of the herd, but
how close are we right now? Could we say?
So at this point, you're about 40 feet away, 50 feet away.
Okay. So I do think trying to calm it and trying to soothe it and inform it that we're going to help it would be a good idea.
Now that I realise it's part of the mob, I don't think that would be achievable. So I really think what he's saying is that he focuses on one animal that's already in a fairly calm thing. If it's running as part of a pack, I think that the mob mentality will just protect it.
Okay. So how do we get the sword?
Reshi will tie a lasso in one end of the rope and hand it to Ryder, and then the other end will tie around the immovable rod. And then as soon as she gets it around the sword, he'll click the immovable rod.
Ryder's like, yeah, out. Yeah, I'm good. I'm game. She has skin grafts in her burn areas. That's fine. Let's do that.
Are you sure you're up for this, Ryder? Are you sure?
She's gonna glare at Ezra and be like, I promise I'll get you your really fucking fancy sword.
This will help keep her mind off things.
Yes. Exercise and physical activity is good for the mind as well as the body.
I can do it. If you shouldn't do it, Ryder. I'll do it. I'll do it. You shouldn't do it.
She's gonna glare at Taro and then hold her hand out for the sword, for the rope.
Reshi will give Ryder the lasso and say, Taro, you be plan B, buddy. You be plan B on this.
Bud.
I guess I'll hold a firebolt in case
Is there anything I can do that is actually going to be helpful? I've got one spell slot.
I'm just gonna hold a firebolt in case she fails and I need to attack the bison.
Is to rep. We're going to do the flying rider idea. Okay. I think. Is that right? We're throwing her to grab it, and then pulling the immovable rod.
I've got one end of it around. I've got one end of the rope tied around the immovable rod, and I'll click the button as soon as I see Ryder get the lasso around the hilt of the sword. But as for how she gets it on there,
that's down to her completely.
Yeah, interesting seeing.
Can we ask Zazie to G her up?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I think
Zazie do that?
Absolutely would do that. He's got a couple more bardic inspirations left, so he looks at you, Ryder, and says, "I believe in you. This is a completely insane thing, but you are completely insane." So,
yeah, I think he'd be totally behind it.
Completely behind this completely insane idea. And he gives you bardic inspirations, so you have a D8.
And then they can't.
No.
As a plan B, because he was just kind of volunteered. Then Reshi told him he'd be plan B, and he's like, "Shit, I have to come up with a plan B." So as a plan B, he's gonna hold his action to see if the herd turns to her, like they might rush her, and he's gonna have a flask in his hand to throw. A flask of oil in his hand to throw above the horde away from Ryder to firebolt to cause an explosion to hopefully spook them the other way.
I'm gonna start plan C.
Or light Ryder on fire.
Yeah,
away from you, I said.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about how that could go bad in every which way, and I'm gonna propose plan C, and I will just dimension door Ryder to the back to where the sword is immediately. if the fireball and flask of oil and multiple sources of fire idea somehow fails. So we have 3 solid plans, guys. 3 solid plans.
Ryder, how are you going to make your way to the buffalo with the sword in its haunches?
That's a great question, Doc. Fastball special, I guess, Resh?
You're not gonna sneak?
I literally thought we were throwing her. That's
That's
what I have in my brain
that's the
right
impression
now.
I was. I don't know
I
where
thought
you
you
got
were
this
sneaking.
logic.
Reshi is 100% on board with throwing her.
Okay.
But, you have to have consent with
Oh
these
God.
Ryder holds onto the rope and like curls herself into a ball at Reshi's feet.
Okay. Well,
so Reshi will take off his
Can you
pack.
throw her 40 feet?
He'll hold his pack in one hand to give him weight on that side. Hold her foot with his right arm, and then swing the bag down. And as the weight of his backpack and his like center of gravity shifts, that's when he like really flexes and.
You mean you're like a human trebuchet?
Yes,
so
that's the idea.
That is going to take. Are you raging at this moment?
So many checks.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's make. First of all, let's make an athletics check with advantage.
Come on.
Ryder is very light, so to actually be able to kind of hoist her up and throw her, 16 will do it. Now you need to make an attack to get her to where she needs to go. So I'm going to say that this is going to be a dexterity attack. So it's a ranged attack, and I will let you use your proficiency bonus because you're proficient at
Ryder.
throwing.
Okay.
Fastball special.
All right. So what do I roll? Do I just roll Dex and then add 3 on top of that? Does that sound reasonable? Or
just make a Dex check and then add add your proficiency bonuses, which should be 3.
Yeah. So plus
17
on top of that.
17.
Nice.
Ryder, you get within. Hold on. Ryder, you get within.
Soaring through the air, slow motion.
Get within 15 feet of this creature who is hurting. So why don't you go ahead and make a stealth check to see if you're able to successfully stay hidden. Yep, with an 18. With an 18, nice. I will give it a perception roll. To see if any of the herd know that you're approaching. And they do not. So you're within 15 feet and you are hidden. So they are not aware of you. The herd's not aware of you yet. What do you want to do?
I want to sneak up on it enough so that I could jump on its back.
Okay. Jump on its back. I think you've got, what is your strength bonus?
My strength bonus, which I have here, and I'm scrolling up without my normal mouse. It is 15.
I mean, so
2.
You are able to jump on its back. You've got an 18 stealth. And all you need to do is make an athletics check. But you are well within your abilities. The DC is going to be pretty low. It's going to be DC 10 to jump on this thing's back. But it's athletics. It's not acrobatics.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like, it's yeah, I got this. It's it's athletics.
DC 10. It's a 20.
Yeah.
Easy.
You come out of hiding. You creep up, and it's like still kind of. It's so much in pain that like it can't quite. Focus on where you are, and there's a couple of other bison that are kind of nearby, and you can see that these animals are trying to like give one another comfort, but they don't know what to do, and so they don't really see you as you approach. And that's really strange. I don't know why it did that. Just as an FYI, the perception check was an 8. Just I don't know. I don't know why it was a GM roll, but it was an 8. and you manage to jump on the back of this thing, and it immediately starts bucking because it is a buffalo. So you are going to, if you are going to be able to put this lasso on the sword without getting thrown, make me.
Oh, I thought I was gonna put the lasso on the bison's neck.
No, we're not trying to capture the bison. We're trying to capture the sword.
Your mic's off again.
Oh, Jesse says.
Mine is?
Oh, well, I'm on his back now. Oops.
Yeah, I mean, you do you.
Yeah, just do what you're gonna do.
I mean, yeah, that's
It's
your
like
bison now.
clearly in pain,
but
right?
the bison is now going to try and throw you. So
while I'm gripping it, can I try to heal it a little bit to alleviate the pain?
weird.
Is that weird?
You can try.
Ooh.
I'll
Yeah. Level
I'll give
second level.
It has a sword sticking out of its back.
But I mean, you can at least alleviate pain. It's like give it a little morphine, Take the edge off. All right, Rydell will give it 8 points of healing.
8 points of healing from a cure wounds basically buys you a free action as it kind of like slows and isn't quite sure what it's doing. So I will let you have a free action before it tries to kick you off because it still does not want you riding it.
Hell yeah.
She's gonna lean in and just whisper in its ear, like she's like, it'll be really quick. I'm so sorry. I know you can't understand me. I don't have the gift Reshi has, but I'll be really quick.
Doesn't know who Reshi is at all.
An animal handling check. It doesn't quite show a lot of pain, but it's like it understands that you just tried to heal. It's like it's still kind of confused that it's why did my pain get alleviated? And like I think it's maybe it moved in a certain way, so it's trying to like replicate that. But I will give you an action.
Okay. She will thunder thighs it so she can like clamp her legs around its sides and try to lean over and put the rope on the sword.
Make just a straight up dexterity check to see if you can get that lasso out there. Let's call it a DC 15 because it is moving.
Come on. Remember, you've got Bardic Inspiration as well.
21 with a 21, the lasso goes around the sword, and
Reshi clicks the button.
All right, and with that, it's the bison's turn. It's going to try and buck you off. It's only an 11. I don't know why I'm doing GM rolls today, but it's only 11. So make an athletics check. You got to beat an 11 or you'll get thrown.
It meets it.
Oh, beats it. Okay. Very nice. So now you've got the buffalo is starting to move. As it moves, the rope gives a little bit of slack and then stops moving. I'm going to give it one more round to try and throw you. It's going to be a 13 this time. Make an athletics check. 19 beats it. But after the second round, the bison manages to move far enough that the sword pulls out, clatters to the ground, and it starts to rejoin the herd.
And I am still on it.
You are still on it, so it's going to try one more time to throw you. And that is a 24. It rolled a natural 20. So I will let you try to stay on.
I have a D8 of inspiration.
Come on.
D8 of inspiration.
You do.
I am definitely gonna get it.
So you get thrown. I am going to say with a natural 20, it throws you a good solid chunk of space. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you get thrown.
Oh god!
Kind of up and then down. But bison herd kind of moves off, and you are staring at a glittering greatsword.
Can Ryder move it? Can she take the rope off of it?
Sure.
So Ryder will take the rope off it and pick it up and take a look at it. How big is it? It's
a great sword. It's a two-handed great sword.
She'll take a look at it and she'll be like, "It's not worth the guidance." She'll just throw it back at the bison.